everybody, and welcome back to Out of Bodies 31 Days of Halloween. Today's video, I'm going to be doing another Haunted Memphis episode, and this one is on the Phelan home. So this house is actually quite the mansion. It's a 16-room mansion, and it's actually located on Beale Street. It also had an escape tunnel underneath that could have possibly been used as the Underground Railroad to help slaves escape. 5 presidents have supposedly slept here. And during the Civil War, General Grant actually used this home as his headquarters after the Battle of Shiloh in 1862. And apparently the Battle of Vicksburg is said to have been planned in the home's parlor. So apparently it was a hospital for a time as well, and then Andrew Jackson actually turned it back to the owner, William Hunt, after the war. Now, William Hunt is actually not the original owner of the home. The original owner was George Wyatt, and at the time that it was actually built in the middle of a forest area. It's built on 10 acres, and it was built in 1832. Now, Colonel William Hunt and his new bride actually took possession of the home in 1851. And after that, 6 generations of the Hunt family actually lived in the home. And the last person to live in the home from that family was Stephen Phelan, and he passed away in 1993. So today, the home is actually called the Inn at Hunt Phelan. It's like a bed and breakfast now. It's been all renovated and everything. A lot of people have like their weddings there and events and things like that because it's a really, really nice place. So allegedly, while the home was a hospital, 17 soldiers died there. So there's one story in particular about a soldier that's kind of interesting and kind of like awful at the same time. His name was Private William McClintock, and he was in the Civil War hospital at that home because he had a gunshot wound in his leg and he actually had to have his leg amputated. Later on, he was actually hanged in the backyard because he accidentally revealed that he was a spy. So that's kind of an awful story, but adds obviously to the activity that supposedly goes around that home. So during the yellow fever epidemic, the family actually left the area, and they left their servant that was in the home. They gave him their riches to pay for the estate, but later he actually caught the fever himself, and when he was sick, he allegedly took the gold and hid it somewhere in the yard. People feel that this is true because they were never able to find the gold, and next to his deathbed was a pair of dirty, muddy boots and a shovel. Apparently this was kind of a common occurrence around wartime for people to do this. Not necessarily burying treasure before they died, but just burying treasure if they knew that enemy troops were going to be coming in. They would bury their belongings so that in hopes that when they come back, they'd be able to find them and the enemy troops wouldn't know about it and wouldn't get their belongings. So as far as paranormal experiences, people have said to be able to hear coming from the top of the mansion, like the top floor, which is where the hospital was located. People have said that they can hear like one foot hopping. So it's almost like it could be the spirit of the man who had his leg amputated and was trying to walk around up there. Now, there also has been ghost sightings of a man in a 19th century servant uniform who apparently tries to show them where a treasure is. So if that's true, it's interesting. It's almost like the servant who hid the treasure after he died somehow became earthbound, maybe because he did that, and he's trying to get somebody to actually find the treasure so that he can move on. So the legend says that if you arrive in the front yard in between where 3 trees once stood on a full moon at midnight, Nathan, the servant, will appear and guide you to the treasure. So that's kind of the legend. I guess people have tried it over the years. I don't really know. But that would be interesting to try one of these days. Not that I would actually do it. I would have to be with some people because that's Beale Street, not a good area these days. But I thought that was an interesting story. So that concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Another kind of short one, but appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you tomorrow in the next 31 Days of Halloween video. I appreciate you guys watching, and have a good night. Bye.